And Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Rich Trapper.
The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in. I don't like that last one. What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in. We make another reaction video back in this thing. Like, crack in this thing, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more good content we got going here at TNN Trap News Network. Some music views. Knowledge you can't get in college with dog. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for all that good content. Yes, sir. You ain't got into that. Get into that. Find me on all streaming platforms. Rich Trapper, Game 6. Rich Trapper worth more than money. Rich Trapper, I'm better off without you. Start from scratch. Nightmare Before Christmas. My 2 singles that's out now, as well as my newest project. I'm still better off without you. Get into that if you ain't got into that. Mention me. New video out. Get into that if you ain't got into that. You feel me? You already know the deal. Find me on Instagram, Trap News Network, TRAPNEWSNETWORX. That's Trap News Network. We are doing a live music review Sunday, April the 14th. Make sure you slide into my DM on Instagram, TRAPNEWSNETWORX. Get into that, man. We're going to give you all the information on how to submit your music for the live music review here at TNN Trap News Network. We're going to do it on my Instagram Live as well as my YouTube, so don't worry about it, man. Go ahead. Get into that. You want to get into that. Find me on all streaming platforms. $100, $50, 2 different ways, man. Drop a comment because the best comment for the month of April will receive $50 cash app as well as the top commenter between now and 8,000 subscribers. If we get to 8,000 subscribers before April the 14th, we giving away $100 instead of 50. So don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that. I have my loose leaf rolled up. You know what I'm saying? That's the one from the paper, the leaves give me way up there more than the Duchess. So I had to put that boy out. I had to back up on, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? What Snoop say? I had to step up off of it and sit my blunt down. Loose leaf and good tree. I'm toe down now. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Real quick shout out though. Shout out to Desto Dub. Honey, bourbon, loose leaves, perfectly cut leaves for a perfect roll every single time. Shout out to Loose Leaves. Cough syrup by Desto Dub. Also, awful lot of loose leaves, so awful lot of rich trapping going on. Shout out to Desto Dub. We finna spark up this leaf. And I'm finna get into this Kantiana, man. We got Adam22. We got Suspect. We say they get into a heated argument after Sus questions Adam's validity in hip-hop, even though Adam does not have any. Let's get into this Kantiana. Let's go.
You lost the conversation.
At the moment that you start arguing from authority and arguing that your opinion is better just because of Suspect's a stubborn guy.
But y'all both talking about two different things.
You thought you knew more hip-hop about me, you lost the conversation.
At the moment that you start arguing from authority and arguing that your opinion is better just because of your life experience. No, that's what you're saying right now.
They said that, I'm not agreeing.
You're leaning on your life experience to say that you should automatically win the argument.
I didn't say that.
That's what you just said.
I didn't say automatically.
Hip-hop is a genre of music based 100% off life experience, so therefore, yes, a person with more life experience would be more valid to judge a situation of life experience. I said it. Suspect didn't say it. I said it.
But no, the moment that you tried to discredit, like you...
Suspect's father's like a LA battleground legend, like a Project Blow legend. You excuse me. What are we even talking about here? Suspect grew up with it in his household. His father is a Los Angeles legend. Like, Project Blow is huge. If you don't know what Project Blow was, just don't worry about it. But that's a big thing.
Oh, how do you know more hip-hop about me? How?
No, but what you're doing right now.
And Suspect, whether you like his music or not, is more successful in the genre of music than Adam22. So therefore, yes, would make him more qualified to speak on than, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Acting as if
that's the question.
Why I'm talking? Stop talking while I'm talking. You're arguing now that
automatically, but no, the moment that...
Whoa, sis. Whoa, sis. Whoa, that was very baby mama-ish. Whoa, sis. Whoa, sis. Chill out, little lady. Chill out, little mama. Chill out, little mama. All right, it's getting spicy.
You tried to discredit like you...
That gay porn from April the 1st is still lingering, my man, out of 22. That's right. You go, girl. That's right. Strong, independent white woman.
No, how do you know more hip-hop about me?
That milk of magnesia.
How?
No, but what you're doing right now, acting as if
that's the question.
Why I'm talking? Stop talking while I'm talking. You're arguing now that my opinion. Why are you interrupting so much?
Because I want to know the question. You didn't answer the question. You was done talking, then I asked the question, and you interrupted.
You're asking why am I allowed to have a legitimate opinion on hip hop? No, you're saying that my opinion can't count compared to yours.
That's what I said. I said the moment that you insinuated, like the moment that child was read, and then you said like, oh, like Suspect knows more than hip hop about me, nigga. You came in hip hop in 32. I was born into hip hop.
What are you talking about? I've been listening to rap since I was a tiny child. Bro, no, but this argument is you taking an L because you're arguing that I can't have an argument.
I'm not saying you can't have an argument.
No, but you're arguing that my opinion.
I didn't say you can't
but why is my opinion less relevant than yours?
I didn't
That's
say
not the kind of thing that people.
Quick answer to a quick question. In my opinion, Adam 22's opinion is less relevant than Almighty Suspect because Almighty Suspect, as is clearly orchestrated and simulated and demonstrated and verbalized, comes from a hip-hop household. His father is a Project Blow legend within the Los Angeles area. If you don't know about it, look it up. Don't worry about it. We're here to give you guys news you can use, not history. That's a mystery. Don't worry about it. Look up Project Blow. Almighty Suspect's father was. That was smooth. You see that history mystery? I did that. Pat on my back. If you haven't taken the time today to pat yourself on the back, take this moment to pat yourself on the back. Hey, bro, I'm proud of you. Forget what they're talking about. I'm proud of you, bro. Mental health is a thing. Mental health is a thing. I'm proud of you. You grinding. You hustling. This loose leaf is for you, big dog. Shout out to loose leaves. Honey bourbon. That's the awful lot of loose leaf. Awful lot of trapping going on. Either way it go, though. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you, man. Take a second to be proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the back. I never pass the opportunity to pat myself on the back. If you got a joke about me patting myself on the back, that's because you haven't been patted on the back recently. And you, at this point, should take a moment to not only go get some water because your mouth is dry and you thirsty and you messing up your pH. You over there letting that girl suck you little pee-pee perky Peter. Disgusting. But pat yourself on the back, though. Because you getting your little perky pee-pee Peter sucked. So good for you. I'm proud of you. That take a bit of game. Because she knowingly knows that you're disgusting and she still decides to do it. Release her back into the wild. But put a tracker on her so she doesn't come over here. We don't want to deal with her. Either way, go. I digress. Adam 22 has less relevancy because, like Suspect said, you came into the hip-hop industry at 22 as an industry. Suspect had it in his bones, man. His daddy do it. He do it. This is what it is. He has a, whether you like him or not, he has a footprint in the LA music scene. It is what it is. Adam 22 is famous for, at this point, everything but rap music. So, you know, it's
on a podcast, that's not what you do. You don't tell the other person that their opinion doesn't count because they're white or because they're old or whatever. Well, that's what you're saying.
I didn't say
and you're lying because you just said that I got into hip hop at 32.
I didn't say it count. You got into talking to rappers at 32. Did you not?
No, yeah.
Okay, then, nigga, I was born into hip hop.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I was judging battles.
I'm saying that if you go on a podcast and you argue that your opinion matters more than the other person, no, that's what you're saying.
Suspect is making valid points. You came into rap at 32 as interviewing artists. I was judging battles at 12.
Right now.
I didn't say it matters more.
No, that's literally what you just said.
And the only reason I brought that up is because when that chat came up, you immediately insinuated like, oh, how does Suspect know more? And I just told you how. You came into hip hop at 32.
That's not true. You're lying. I've been listening to hip hop since I was a small child, since I was in elementary school.
I've been in it, though.
Just because you were hanging out with Lush at battles doesn't mean that.
Hanging out with Lush.
Okay,
being a fan and being in it are completely separate things, Adam.
How are you in it?
Don't you understand?
Just because you were going to live shows?
No, not
because you're going to battles.
I'm judging battles.
I'm saying
I'm judging battles at 12.
Suspect. If you're gonna have,
my father is an underground.
Why do I keep talking and then you start talking over me?
You didn't let me answer.
Shouldn't we let each other?
You didn't let him answer. You asked him a question. He's giving you an answer, and you're interrupting his answer because you don't like his answer because that man is two-piecing you. Suspect is word whoopty in you, big dog. Suspect has officially figured out how to turn his words into whoopties. Normally we say words over whoopties. Words over whoopties. But right now, Almighty Suspect, hey, you know what though? He do come from Pimp Playing and Dragon Slaying. You feel me? He said he got a lot of game from the O. He survived because he got more game than them. Came straight from the prostitutes, players, and pimps. It was my destiny. Hey, if you know who said that and what song that was, drop it in the comments, man. 2 times for a P. 2 times for a P. Either way it go, though. Since Suspect does come from, putting them 10 toes down onto the Figaro blade and making them beat their feet in the rain or in the snow like D-Lo, I'm not surprised that he's able to turn his words into whoopties, which actually makes him a great podcaster. Because he is verbally whooping Adam 22's a double-double right now. Almighty Suspect. If you don't like Almighty Suspect, you have to respect his intelligence because although he might have his ways or blah, blah, blah that you don't care for, right now, in this exact moment, it could change later on in the video, This ninja's on fire.
Let me answer.
No, but you keep saying the same thing over and over.
How? And then I tried to answer and then you cut me off.
I'm going to explain to you like a pretty simple concept in podcasting, which is...
You got it, bro. You won.
If we're going to have an argument,
you got it.
You can't tell me that I can't have an opinion.
You got it. You won.
Why are you doing this little spoiled brat thing?
You got it. You won.
You got it. You won. You got it.
You won.
Adam 22 is low-key tight. He's mad. Suspect beating that nigga feet.
Oh, man. This is kind of sad.
I bet it is. It's sad that you feel like as 32, as being a fan of hip-hop and somebody who's actually in hip-hop.
Well, you're doing it again.
How?
You're doing it again.
How do you know?
You're telling me I can't have an opinion on rap because I'm white.
I didn't say you can't have an opinion. Where did white come?
You never even said you're white. Adam 22, you're projecting right now, big dog. You got to chill out, little mama.
I said 32. I never said white. I said 32.
So because I became successful interviewing rappers at 32, that undermines my opinion.
That's not what I said.
That is literally what you just got done saying.
Putting words into my mouth. That's not what I said.
The only words I'm putting in your mouth.
It's not the only thing he likes putting in his mouth.
Other the ones that you literally just said.
No. Repeat what I said. Not words in my mouth. Say exactly what I said. Quote me. Don't put your perception of what I said on it. Quote me, nigga.
I'm just saying.
Don't put your perception on it. You're putting your
this podcast would be very, very boring if every argument got broken down to I have more authority in hip hop. If we want to talk about who has more authority in hip hop,
you're talking about authority.
I can talk about my accolades in terms of what I've accomplished in hip hop. You might have been in it for a long time. I got the accolades.
That's where y'all gonna come.
I got accolades on the ass. I got accolades I shouldn't even bother to mention.
Y'all gonna come to the same point again where y'all talking about two different things. You get what I'm saying? Right now, y'all even.
Shout out Almighty Suspect for getting lunch in the middle of an argument. In the middle of an argument, bro, like, give me my food. I like Almighty Suspect. I am officially at this moment. It is March, April. Why do I keep saying March? It is April the 6th. It's 8:18 on the West Coast. Rich Trapper, Trap News Network, Rich Trapper Mafia, Rich Trapper Political Party. We are now in full support and standing by Almighty Suspect. We stand by Suspect. We stand by Suspect. For sure, for sure. Real quick, if you all know. Bow, Honey Bourbons, good loose leaf. Shout out Desto Dub, awful lot of loose leaf, awful lot of trapping. Appreciate y'all for that. Let's keep going.
Arguing two different things. The whole thing started.
No, but he's the one telling me now that I can't even have an opinion because I'm white and because I became successful in hip hop when I was older.
Who said white? I said 32. More words in my mouth. What are you talking about?
I think that's what you're getting at. What are you about to eat?
If I'm going to get at something, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to insinuate a thing. It's fried chicken.
I'm challenging you to prove that you're not actually triggered and mad by like being able to have like a normal conversation about this as well.
The only reason I got mad is when the super chat read it and you insinuated like you have more hip hop knowledge than me, nigga. Please.
No, I just don't.
Talking about
the same. My issue with the super chat is my issue with what you're saying in general too, which is that we shouldn't be having a conversation in which we tell the other person that their opinion matters less because of their lived experience.
More perception.
Could you imagine me and DW arguing about rap and him saying, "Well, I'm from Long Beach, so your opinion doesn't matter"? That's retarded. Talking about
some Long Beach shit, does your opinion not more?
We're talking about hip hop in general.
I was born in hip hop. What aren't you understanding? He's born in Long Beach.
Okay.
He can talk to more Long Beach shit about.
No, if we're talking Long Beach, for sure that makes sense. No, but what you're doing right now is exactly what I'm talking about.
Bikes. I was born in hip hop. How can somebody whose whole culture, everything they live and breathe?
This is an interesting way for you to choose to lose this argument.
No. I'm about to break it down for you. Do our culture don't live and breathe hip hop yet?
You just said if y'all was talking about Long Beach because DW Flame is from Long Beach. He is the most valid person to talk about Long Beach. Almighty Suspect is literally from the balls of Los Angeles hip-hop. His father is a Project Blowed Los Angeles battle rap legend. He is literally from the testicles of hip-hop legend in Los Angeles. Literally. He literally comes from LA hip-hop. Adam 22, you lost. Just sit there with your big-ass poodle and chill out like a big-ass poodle. Get it? Big-ass poodle. It's a substitute word for the B word. Don't worry about it. You, over your head. Look. Over your head. Like a hood. Over your head. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Yes or no? Do it.
Jokes are hard. Don't worry about it.
Nah.
That doesn't make you right in this argument.
No, I'm not saying
just because you've been hanging out at battles.
I'm saying my opinion. You're talking about right. Let me get my opinion.
What does hanging out at battles? Why does hanging out at battles make you a better officiator on this?
I never said better. Can I get my opinion out?
Why? But you were just hanging out at battles.
Your perception, hanging out at a battle and judging a battle is completely different.
Okay.
I judge the battle rap.
What is the difference between listening to music and being obsessed with music and doing that, but then also sitting on a couch at a battle?
Gang banging and being inside gang banging. What is he talking about?
But being inside it doesn't make you an expert on it.
Being inside gang banging don't make you more knowledgeable than a fan?
Yeah.
All you gang members are for sure more. All you gangbangers are for sure more knowledgeable on gangbanging than I am. That's why I be asking y'all in the comments to let me know if it's snitching, if it's not snitching, if it's telling, if it's not telling, if it's acceptable, if it's not acceptable. I go to y'all. Y'all don't come to me for gang advice. I go to y'all for gang advice. Y'all come to me for news you can use, knowledge you can't get in college. Follow me on all streaming platforms. Which type of Game 6, which type worth more money, which type I'm better for you. Start from scratch and Nightmare Before Christmas. Both out now as well as my newest project. I'm so better for you. Mention me. It's out now too. We get into that newest single video out now. Shout out to King Harris, G Perico, and Rucci. They all show love in that video. Plus, you can find me on Instagram. Trap News Network. TRAPNEWSNETWORX. Yep, in the middle of my own video, I did give you a commercial. Sure did. Don't care. And on April 14th, we're doing a live music battle. Live music review. Slide in my DM on Instagram. Got you on that too. But I digress. I say all that to say this. Yes, you gang members that are super tough in the comments that like write with the letters and the numbers. And you guys use an awful lot of K's. No desto dub. No pun intended. A lot of K's. You guys are like numbers and like letters and you put a K after it. I don't know who your grammar teacher was or who your English teacher was, but I'm sure your third grade English teacher would be pretty upset with the way you overuse the letter K. I digress. You guys are more knowledgeable than me because you guys are gang members. I'm just giving you news you can use. So yes, a gang member will be more knowledgeable on gang activities and gang, conduct and so forth and so on than I would and Adam 22 because we are both 4 equal sides, square. Out of the way.
No, for sure.
Outside of
who's a bigger expert on gangs? A guy who like writes a book on gangs and like really like breaks it down, or
nigga who lives it every day?
Who's really
for sure Crip Mac. Crip Mac is doing time in the feds right now for gangbanging. Seems pretty freaking knowledgeable to me. Like, sheesh.
Close to one gang.
Crip Mac no more than that.
No more than a nigga
the guy who wrote the book. I'm not saying me, but I'm saying like a guy who wrote the book on it.
The guy who wrote the book on it wrote the book on Crip Mac who's actually living it. Crip Mac has to live it for the guy to be able to write said book on it. You can't white boy your way out of this one, man. You can't white boy wiggle your way out of this one. Shout out to the white boy wiggle. Everybody do the white boy wiggle. Yeah, can't white boy wiggle your way out of this one, big dog.
Fuck the nigga. So you're telling me
nigga,
that a random fucking dude who happens to be in a gang is more of an authority on gangs than a guy who studies it for his entire life. Now this is just like a
I'm
metaphor.
talking about a nigga who was born.
I'm not gonna say more
authority. Born in your hood, like, a nigga who wrote a book about your hood
got more authority.
He studied it.
All I'm saying is
he studied it. Come on.
Suspect, nobody...
What are we talking about?
Suspect, let me just make my point. Nobody wants to watch a podcast in which you proclaim that you have the only valid opinion because of the fact that you used to...
Actually, I'm enjoying watching Suspect right now. I'm really enjoying this. I would actually love to see more moments like this out of Almighty Suspect. So, yeah, speak for yourself, white boy wiggle. I think he's doing a great job right now. Suspect for president.
Hang out with Lush at battles.
That's what you're saying.
No, that's what you said.
I never brought up Lush.
Why do you keep saying things and denying that you send them?
I quote me. Stop putting
this has happened a lot of times in a row now.
I never quoted anything. You're not quoting me. You're saying.
No, I am.
No, that's not
I'm directly quoting you.
No.
That's not a quote because he never called you a white boy once.
Said once again, a nigga who was...
You're misquoting the entire flu flam and fuck out of him for sure, but you're not quoting him at all.
Born in the culture knows more than a fan.
You're doing it again.
Oh, that's a fact, is it not? A nigga who born in Long Beach.
And my response to that is
he's exactly right.
My response to that is that suspect. Nobody wants to listen to a podcast where you talk about how you're the only one who gets to have a valid opinion.
Only one.
Hold on, but his thing is you saying since he white,
I didn't say white. He said white.
Why you throwing rocks and hiding your hands? Because we all know what you're fucking saying.
32. No.
He's throwing rocks and hiding his hands.
No. I'm about to tell you why I'm not.
I can tell you why you because you said the culture. You said the culture.
Listen, let me
Go ahead.
Let me dismantle his lie. He's trying to say.
But then he's gonna say something, and then I'm gonna repeat it back to him, and then he's gonna tell me that he never said that.
He's talking about one mic, and I'm trying to give my opinion now. But I'm
because you keep saying the same thing.
Listen, I'm about to say something completely different. If you'll shut the fuck up. Listen, he's talking about white, right? If I call Lush is way more knowledgeable about hip hop than him, because Lush has actually been in it for 30 years.
But
see,
he's a fan.
Again,
I'm not talking about white.
He's saying that you ain't been in it.
I told him that he shouldn't be arguing that his opinion is the only one that matters because of his life experience. But now he's saying the same thing about Lush.
No, listen.
He's putting Lush as a stand-in for himself. My argument is that our arguments.
White.
At this point, Adam 22 is just trolling Suspect. There's no way that he cannot understand because we've Adam 22 is a lot of things, but he's not dumb. He's not dumb. At this point, he's just trolling Suspect. And Suspect is feeding into it, so he's going to let it continue to grow and develop. It's WWF, y'all. It's not real. The only thing that's real is Officer Love Boys is running around spray painting walls at 4 o'clock in the morning. Meanwhile, Whack Run Honey has his uncle's fingers in his A-double-double, and his uncle is boiling his hot dog water, which he will later on drink. Meanwhile, somewhere in the universe, you got Milk trying to figure out how to get his YouTube page back. So it's a lot for a little. Don't worry about it.
Arguments should be able to stand on their own.
Than you.
You have no argument here.
More than you because he's in it more.
You gave up on having an argument, and now you're arguing that you're the only one who gets to have an argument.
He said white.
He's not saying this because you white. He's saying Lush been in hip hop for real for a long time.
I know because he got sick. He realizes that it's kind of tacky to just talk about himself. So now he's subbing Lush. He's subbing Lush in my
head. Now you're trying to tell me what I realize in my head. More perception.
I'm breaking down what you're doing right now because it's so transparent.
More perception. Quote me, nigga.
Is this narcissism or is this gaslighting? I know those are both words that women often use when they're losing arguments, and fellas don't let them use them words because we be winning arguments and they say, you're gaslighting me, you're so narcissistic. Nah, that whole wrong, bro. Stand on business. That whole wrong. Stand on business, big dog. Trust me. This is resonating with somebody right now. That whole wrong. Stand on business. Either way it go, though. Is he being narcissistic or is he gaslighting right now? You feel me? I'm rolling up a loose leaf. Otherwise, I would look up. You know what? This is a perfect opportunity to learn something. I'm going to stop rolling up my honey bourbon loose leaf by Desto Dub, off a lot of woods. Get into that now. Let's look something up real quick. Let's figure out what the difference is between gaslighting and narcissism. What is the definition of gaslighting?
As a noun, gaslight means a type of lamp in which an incandescent mantle is heated by a jet of burning gas. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Yes. We need the verb.
As a verb, it means manipulate someone by psychological means into questioning their own sanity.
Okay, so he's gaslighting. Let me see. What's the definition of narcissism?
Narcissism means excessive interest in or admiration of oneself and one's physical appearance.
What's the definition of a narcissist? What's the definition of a narcissist?
Narcissist means a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves.
So is it safe to say that he's a gaslighting narcissist? That fits. A gaslighting narcissist. So, okay, Adam 22 being a gaslighting narcissist, stand on business, bro. She's wrong. You're not that. Don't let her call you that. We just figured out what the definition is. And what you can do now is pause this video, take it to her. B, you want to call me a gaslighter or a narcissist? Boom! Rich Trapper gave me the definition. You got it wrong. Words are hard. I win the argument. Slams the door. Beep! PlayStation is on. It's Call of Duty with the guys. Or go smoke a blunt. Or go do whatever. Go to the strip club. Handle your business. I gave you the definition. Loaded the gun. I'm tossing it to you. Go catch the body. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You see what I just did for the homies right there? I looked out. Bro, come on. I'm giving you some words to use like a whoopty. You too can almighty suspect your girl at the house by breaking on her with great grammar and, excellent verbiage. Don't worry about it. Words are hard. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
It's so transparent.
You tried to say that I said you don't know shit because you came in this house a white man in 32. That's not what I said. I never said white. And then I gave you an example of a white man who's actually been in it who knows more than you. That's why I said white. You said white. Let's know.
Do you notice that not once in this argument have I flexed my accolades?
You just said white.
Which is that sound like that's what you want to do.
Fan,
Suspect.
Bro,
here's a question. Here's a question.
Not rapping.
Who has created the most successful podcast on the West Coast in the history of the internet?
Do this.
You don't rap.
I knew code.
Hey, who has the most successful up-and-coming YouTube page on the West Coast in the history of the internet? We do here at TNN Trap News Network. Dude, you can use them. I just can't get a Cosby dog, yes, sir. But no, he did that, though. We can't lie. That's because y'all be thinking the white man's water is wetter and the white man's ice is colder. Cam Capone, Kev Mack, Alex Alonso, Paul P. You feel me? All these are black people who you guys could just go. Back on Fig, Community. You know what I'm saying? These are niggas. Y'all can go talk to them niggas. But y'all choose to... right into the circus. And then you get mad when you got to play with the clowns. And then sometimes if you're weird enough, your face gets painted. Whack 100, it's kind of weird. Either way it goes. Stop looking at my feet, 600. That's weird too. That makes me uncomfortable. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
That's different. Being a spectator.
Look at him moving the goalpost. Now you don't rap.
Let me give an example.
Who's the most successful person in the media space on the West Coast of the last 10 years?
Let me give an example.
No, that's honest.
Yeah, it is. I'm 22. Can't take it from him.
Let me give an example.
I want you to answer me. Who's the most successful person building a media platform on the West Coast? No, stop. One mic.
What's the name of OG Crit?
One mic.
You good? I'm trying to say. How is the spectator? How is the spectator more knowledgeable about the person who's actually involved in it?
One mic.
How?
One single mic.
It doesn't make sense.
Individual mic. One mic.
It doesn't make sense.
One mic.
How is the spectator more knowledgeable than the person inside it?
Okay, are you done? Suspect.
How is Street TV more knowledgeable than a Crip his whole life? Because he's been spectating Crip shit for a long time. That don't make you more knowledgeable than a nigga who was born in it.
That's insane. Suspect.
How is that insane? A nigga who's
the guy who's a gang expert who gets hired by the government to consult them on gang activities and trials is more knowledgeable than just a random dude.
So he can tell you more about the insanes than you. A nigga who been spectating and
no, but he could tell more about the entirety of the culture.
No, he can't.
Yes.
No, he can't. He can't tell you more about insanes than a spectator. How?
So the guy who studied it for his entire life.
They're talking about two different things.
Y'all talking about two different things.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But he doesn't want to talk about what I'm talking about because he knows it's over.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
You don't want to talk about what he wants to talk about because he is spanking you like a stepchild on a double whooping day.
The whole argument is that I don't get to have an argument.
I've been saying that, bro.
A person who could...
You're not on mic.
Oh, shit.
No, but I mean, you can get on mic, but you're not on mic.
All right, we got P-Nice in the building.
Shut up, P-Nice.
What's up, guys?
What's up, G? How you doing?
Y'all both saying some real shit.
Nah, so a person like you was saying, Adam, a person that studying this shit, they would know a lot. Probably a lot more than a person that's been actually banging this shit.
Because he watching
Because they studying it.
Because the average dude from your hood...
They probably asked him, they probably asked you, getting all the information that they need. But as far as experience,
right,
I go with you. You feel me? A nigga don't got experience on a nigga who studied. You feel me?
But the thing is,
it's like a football coach.
We're talking about the average gang member, and my argument is that the average dude from your hood does not know a lot about what's going on outside of his immediate area.
That's what makes us sure. That's what makes us.
If you're a gangbanger in Long Beach, you have absolutely no reason to know what the fuck is going on in the valley. Who cares? Some of them might know.
You saying
it's very rare.
You say you cover the world on it. Type. You saying he could cover the
entirety of even just this city,
cover the world of it,
is a very specific skill.
What he's saying.
And the average gangbanger is not going to go out of their way to get that skill because it would be totally useless to them.
It both makes sense, bro. Because a nigga can't tell me about something I'm inside of. Right? That's what you say. But I know
you know more about me and
I know.
Yeah, but you were hanging out at battles. I created the most successful company in the history of the internet on the West Coast.
That's what I'm saying.
No. How would somebody who's just a fan be able to experience that much success? Meanwhile, what success have you experienced in rap?
He's saying he loved.
But what have you experienced? What success have you experienced in rap?
You saying you love.
Like you're saying that you have all this experience, but what have you done with it?
Right?
You got it.
Adam.
I don't want to make it a personal attack, but it's too hard not to.
Personal attack.
Oh my God!
You made it personal first.
How?
By calling me a fan and saying that
I said you were a fan.
I've only been listening to rap since I was 32. You had so many suspects. You had so many more years than me, and what did you do with it?
Did you not get in the culture?
You had all these years. What did you do with it?
In the culture at 32.
What did you do with all those extra years in the culture?
In my mouth, I didn't say.
But tell me, answer my question.
Did you get in the culture at 32? Did you?
Adam 22 is not respecting the one mic rule, but let's keep going.
No, I started interviewing rappers at 32.
In the culture. That's in the culture. Now you're trying to semantics.
Do you think
that not in the culture?
Do you think that? Can you please respect the one mic? Allow me to speak.
You saying you loved it since forever?
Do you think that I just started being into rap at 32 when I got into it? I got into it with encyclopedic knowledge of this shit, and that's why.
Who was born in it.
But what have you done with that?
You got it, cool.
What have you
Now you
done?
want to make it a personal attack, and that's cool. You won.
No, but you already made it a personal attack on me. So you're not giving me any chance but to express the fact.
That's cool.
See, you're doing the damn homie thing. You're talking over me because you don't want to hear my point. But my point is that I have experienced unprecedented success in this field, and I would have never brought that to the table. But for some reason, you want to flex the fact that you were hanging out in poetry lounges with Lush.
So because you was a fan, so you're being
you can say a fan.
He was hanging out where?
How am I a fan when I've experienced more success within this culture than like almost anyone ever?
Cool.
You're right.
No, look.
I mean, how is that a fan?
Look.
Okay, so that's going crazy. Experiencing more success in the rap culture than almost anyone ever. Let's not say that. In the media space, we can give you that. But then there were a lot of successful media companies that came before you. XXL, Source Magazine. Shit, I'm willing to say King Magazine and all them kind of little booty magazines and all that kind of stuff that was really generally based around hip-hop and all that kind of stuff. Remember, you could go get all the crazy stuff in the back of the magazine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you was there, you was there. Don't worry about it. What a time to be alive. Yeah, Adam 22, you getting a little cocky, big dog. I'm not gonna say that you don't have unprecedented success in this field of hip hop media for sure, because you can't take away what No Jumper is. You can't take that from him. He genius move, big dog. Gotta give you that. But to say that you've had like, oh, I've had the most success ever, like nigga, there's a whole like Jay-Z out here. Like what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? Does Dr. Dre not exist? Like, what the hell are we talking about? Is Puffy not a thing? No, did he? Never mind, that was a bad example. Shouldn't use that one. Ouch. Shot myself in the foot with that one. Take that. Let's keep going.
What you're saying is you're covering the entirety of it. You feel?
Matter of fact, don't take that.
The whole thing. And you make success off of it.
Right.
So you do know what you know. You do know more than a lot of this.
Would I have become successful in this space if I wasn't extremely knowledgeable about it?
But what the homie saying
who
is,
here
you
can
don't
say
know
that
more
they
than me
went and
'cause I'm
sat down
inside
with
of it.
Joe Budden and 3 of his co-hosts and cooked them? I've done things that no white boy has ever done in rap.
Somewhere else.
I'm just saying, it's true.
Okay, look.
It's not like an accident that I've managed to have so many accolades.
Y'all, he can't compare to that because he ain't over there on that. That's not something he want to compare with you with. You get what I'm saying? But
I'm just saying,
how he's saying
he's trying to diminish my contribution to hip hop by saying I'm just a fan and I got into it when I was 32. It's obviously crazy. So you're putting me in a place in which I have to do the thing that I absolutely never do, which is brag about how successful I am. I never do that. But you're trying to undermine me and say that I'm not allowed to have an opinion about hip hop because I started doing podcasts at 32.
Not that,
what
but
the fuck?
But you saying you capitalized off hip hop. He's saying he's really in hip hop.
Well, he was hanging out at poetry lounges and shit. Yeah,
you got it. You cool with the disrespect. Go ahead. You laughing and shit, but it's cool, bro. You got it there.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You got it.
But yeah, I think y'all got two different points from the beginning, from the start.
No, you started it. You forced me to do that.
How? I never attacked you.
Because you started calling me a fan and saying I got into hip hop at 32.
Did you not?
You lied.
Did you not?
You lied.
So what were you doing before?
What I said, I was riding BMX every day in the streets.
Hip hop?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of it.
Get the fuck out of here. No, it's not.
Oh, so now you're making fun of my BMX shit.
Hip hop, get the fuck out.
I was super successful in BMX as well.
I'm not saying you're not successful. What the fuck?
But don't tell me that I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
What the fuck do riding bikes got to do with rap?
Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that it's not a real thing. Hey, you want to know something? If you were to ask anybody who really knows about BMX, they will tell you that me pushing hip hop and BMX, I'm the most influential person in the history of bike riding in terms of the music. Because I was always at the forefront. And I'm talking before No Jumper, because I was always putting new, interesting rap. I was the first person to put Gucci, Thug, all this shit back in the day. Like after the Animal era, which ended in like.
This is what that reminded me of.
You are a celebrity. So basically what's going to happen is there's product here. And this is where you end up, right here.
This is who Almighty Suspect reminds me of right now.
You can communicate this product. You can make money off the product. Because look at Gaga. She's the creative director of Polaroid. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
I like No Jumper. The fuck does he know about hip hop? That's literally the perfect example. That's the perfect example right there.
2006, I was the guy who was pushing hip hop in BMX and basically made it so that hip hop was the sound of BMX for the whole time that I was the most popular blogger in the space. But he doesn't get that, so he's down to diminish it.
Okay, so we going
this shit going everywhere.
Right? Yeah, that's where I'm like, hold on, cuz now we on BMX again.
But Suspect did get me out of pocket and forced me to do the thing that I don't normally do, which is to tell you how successful I am.
The whole thing is, y'all arguing.
But now you're playing the victim and acting like I had no right to tell you.
You didn't. I'm not going to disrespect you back because you're my boss, so you got it.
You started it.
I never disrespected you.
You started it. You told me I'm not allowed to have a fucking opinion about hip hop.
About shit. Stop putting words in my mouth.
That is what you said.
Did I say he wasn't allowed to say
Throw
shit?
in the rock, hide in the hand.
PW. Did I say he wasn't allowed to say shit?
Hide in the hand.
Did I say he wasn't allowed to say shit?
Throw in the rock.
Thank you. I never said he wasn't allowed to say shit.
You didn't say that, but you insinuated that he's white.
Why are you lying?
I insinuate that he's white. I just went and told you a white man that.
But you said
we don't have to insinuate that he's white. He's clearly white. No insinuation needed there.
Facts.
No, I said a fact. All I said is you were a spectator.
But he insinuated that you was white.
You were a spectator in hip hop until 32, and then you inserted yourself into it. I was born into it. That's all I said.
What did being born into it get you?
Okay, that's what I get.
And that's the meaning.
What did he do?
He said that.
What did that do for you?
He said,
you got
he
that,
said,
bro.
If anything, what you said,
the
fact that I've experienced the success that I've experienced in the last 8 years, that's amazing. That's amazing. You've been around for 30 years.
You got it, bro.
What'd he do?
You got it. I'm not even 30, nigga. You got it. You got it.
Damn, bro, you just got cooked.
You got it, Ben.
You got big cooked.
I think y'all both got an opinion on what y'all talking about.
Y'all got a point.
My problem is that he's playing the victim now when he's the one who started it.
Oh, you did. Oh, you turned victim?
No, because he dissed me and like made it a personal attack before I did, and now he's acting like a victim. Like I'm fucked up for saying that I'm successful.
The personal attack when the super chat read that Adam can't have this argument with Sus, and you said how he knows more about rap, and you start making it a personal attack, and I said whoa.
No, but that's not a personal attack. That's just me saying I have every right to have an opinion on this shit, just like you.
That's not what you said.
No, that is the point I was getting at, and now you're trying to play a victim.
That's what you've been doing to me the whole time. A point in perception. Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? A point of perception.
Y'all been got. If y'all think nobody get y'all, cuz.
No. I'm done talking about.
We got exactly what both of y'all saying a long time ago.
A nigga who watching your culture can't tell you more about when you're in it. You just can't.
No, I think we already proved that with the gang conversation that they definitely can.
You said average. I'm not talking about average. I'm talking about a nigga who pops in it.
Here's a better example.
That's me.
Who's got a better perspective on hip hop?
History, so you don't know.
Who's got a better perspective on hip hop? Somebody who literally writes a history book on hip hop,
right?
Or just some random rapper? It's the fucking guy who wrote the history books.
Yeah, because he probably works in every hood. Yeah,
studying it.
But
stop putting random on it. Say somebody whose father was heavily involved in hip hop and had you heavily involved in hip hop and you're heavily involved in hip hop. Say that.
That's what he's saying.
You get what I'm saying? You're trying to complete.
Did you notice that we're not even having a conversation about the Kendrick and Drake thing anymore? Now we're having an argument about who's allowed to have an official opinion in hip hop. My opinion is that both of our opinions should be taken seriously and judged on their own merits. His opinion is that because I'm white and because I got into rap or into doing content in rap 8 years ago, that for some reason my opinion is not relevant. And
I never said it wasn't relevant.
This is my thing. That is literally what you've been saying this whole fucking time. I cannot believe you're lying about that.
I didn't say relevant.
I can't believe you're lying about that. That's actually not what he was saying. He was saying that he knew more than you. He didn't say that you weren't relevant. He just said in this space where you guys were talking about hip hop because he was actually born into it. Literally, we already explained that. Not gonna go back into that. He had more of an insight and more of a validity than you did. He never said that you didn't have a validity. He just said you had less of a validity. So I'm trying to white boy wiggle. You way out the situation. White boy wiggle. You way out. Do the white boy wiggle. Do the white boy wiggle. Stop white boy wiggling. Chill out, bro. White boy wiggles is hard, but like, stop. My shoulders hurt a little bit after doing that. It's hard being that stiff. Either way, go. Pause. No Diddy. No Diddy. Don't. It's hard being that stiff. It's not a good one to put into the universe right now this time. No Diddy. No whack 100 drinking hot dog water. Snitch on the whip. Right up his. Prostate's crazy. Prostate crazy. Goodness gracious. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
My opinion about it is
everyone's
that
opinion is relevant to somebody.
My opinion is that the argument, our opinion should be judged on the merits of the opinion and not turned into personal attacks. And you stepped over the line with that.
You kind of made it personal.
You made it personal.
No, but he started it. He told me that he told me because I'm from New Hampshire or because I'm old that I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
I didn't even know you were from New Hampshire.
Nigga from New Hampshire riding bikes talking about he know more about a nigga who was heavily involved.
There it is. There it is. No, that's what you've been doing since the very fucking beginning. What are you talking about?
Weird ass nigga. Now I'm taking shots.
Oh, see, okay, there it is. Yeah. See?
You've been taking shots for an hour.
He's damn homie.
For an hour.
He's sus homie.
I'm supposed to shut the fuck up the whole time.
Hey, sus homie is big sex playing that, man. Wow. And I'm not gonna lie, he's trolling Suspect, and Suspect fell into the troll, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's super disrespectful. So like, wow.
Chill. Sus homie.
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Nigga, you was a spectator riding bikes. You started interviewing hip hop.
He's doing it again. He's doing it again. He's doing it again. Nobody's convinced by this argument.
All right. Shit, they was.
The argument of I get to have an opinion because I've been hanging out in poetry lounges and you don't because you were successful riding BMX bikes.
You was the first one to take a shot. More diminishing from
you're playing the victim.
What I was actually
you're playing the
victim.
victim.
That's not a victim. I'm saying you're trying to diminish what I was involved in by calling it poetry lounges. That's like for the equivalent.
How are you not diminishing what I'm involved in?
See,
look, he's playing the victim.
But you know more
You're
about
playing the victim because you started diminishing my life experience before me. Why are you talking to him? Talk to me. Talk to me.
You don't know more about
the talk to him. Talk to me. Talk to me. Don't talk to him.
I don't need to.
That's some hoe ass shit. Don't be looking at him when you could be looking at me.
Hoe ass shit.
Look at me.
Oh yeah, cause we listen.
If you want to argue, look at me.
We listen.
Don't be looking at the guy sitting next to me.
Where you going, girl?
Hoe ass shit.
Damn, I thought we were just making content. Look how
yeah, like making content and disrespecting somebody to their face. Everybody don't play like that. Suspect's doing the right thing by removing himself from the situation because it's finna go oops upside your head, going oops upside your head. You can't keep playing with it. You can't play with a real man in words like, you know, BAN or hoe ass shit and all that. All those is words to put oopties into. So I agree with Suspect's decision to get out that situation. Because everything ain't for content. My respect is not for your content, for sure.
bro.
Don't do that. Cuz, where you going? I
thought you was out. He out.
Oh, hey, Adam said he hold on. Hey, Adam, no. At the end of the day, cuz, from the beginning, you was talking bigger, he was talking better, right?
No, but that was the opinion number one. This opinion is about, who gets to have an opinion.
Basically, he was like, nigga, the culture, which he was asking you out, telling you, nigga, you can't really tell me nothing about something that I grew up on.
But my point is just that he started that argument. Of who gets to have an opinion. What am I going to say? I'm not going to start that.
You saying that.
I never make it about the identity of the arguers. It's not about the identity of who's arguing. It's about the ideas.
Right.
And so immediately making it about, oh, you're from this way of life and I'm from this way of life, that doesn't change the validity of the ideas that are being argued. It should be about the ideas.
I think there's, right now, even if I explain to him and explain to you, y'all kind of still like both going like this. So it really don't
we're kind of just treading
y'all
water
both
at
want
this
some
point.
Different shit. I get what the fuck he's saying. It's like y'all don't
It really ain't no right or wrong right now, though.
You saying you
not.
The one thing I think is wrong.
He's not saying because you white. He's saying at the end of the day, for real, you not hearing.
Yeah, but he keeps saying, "Oh, I didn't say it was about being white, but it was about New Hampshire." only started doing podcasts 8 years ago. You're right. You didn't say the white thing, but you made it about like everything else surrounding my whiteness.
You could have been Indian. What are you talking about? You could have been black.
The point
You could
is,
have been like a Flacco.
What is the majority? What would be the best way to ask this question? 1 second, guys. Questions are hard. What is the dominant race of the population of New Hampshire?
As indicated in the census, in 2020, 92.8% of the population were white. 1.9% were black.
So, okay, well, 92% of people in New Hampshire are white, so it is safe to say that you were saying he is white. And we're saying that because 92% of people in 2020 were white in New Hampshire, and I don't think since 2020 and now being 2024, a flock of you niggas is right in New Hampshire. And if you niggas ride in New Hampshire and it's more now, what the fuck is going on in New Hampshire? Put your boy on game so I know what's going on.
Not in the
point is that if we're...
What is he saying? I'm not saying white. Stop trying to make...
I just explained that you didn't say white. Are you not listening?
You said he was going around it.
He was talking about everything besides that, but okay.
Yo, you're trying to say I'm alluding to white, and I'm saying it could have been Flacco, a nigga who was somewhere in the middle of Fargo.
But this is the thing.
If
you and Flacco have a legitimate argument
in the gangbang culture, you're like, bro, you wasn't even.
If you and Flacco have a legitimate argument, you should be able to argue about that and not make it about, oh, Flacco, you're from North Dakota. Because, yes, sometimes there might be an argument in which the fact that he's not from here will kind of like inform why his perspective is totally ignorant, which I have felt that way with Flacco before. Right.
That you're not from here, so your perspective might be ignorant. You're not from this culture.
He said that's what he
No,
said.
that's my problem.
Exactly what
my point.
He's saying you're not Flacco.
How is that not
You're
valid?
missing the point.
How
Is
is
that
not valid?
we should be able to have an argument without you trying to make it all about my identity.
How is that not valid? That you're not from the culture, so you can't understand the culture.
But we're not talking about gangbanging. We're talking about Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole.
Hip hop culture. Hip hop culture is hip hop culture, not us.
But can you make me a promise?
You get what I'm saying?
Can you make me a promise that the next time we argue about something, you're not just going to make it about my identity?
You made it. Look. I can never make a hip hop argument in hip hop culture with somebody who's not actually from hip hop culture.
This is literally the thing that I'm asking you not to do.
You inserted yourself into hip hop culture. I was born in hip hop culture is what I'm saying.
Everything you just said is what I'm asking you to not do.
And I can't not do that. I can't.
And that's going to really hold you back as a podcaster because the people at home don't want to hear us argue about like who's the coolest, who's the most hardcore. They want to.
I'm really enjoying Almighty Suspect. This is one of my favorite Almighty Suspect moments. I've always kind of enjoyed Almighty Suspect. Words are hard. I've always enjoyed moments from Almighty Suspect, but at this moment, man, I'm an Almighty Suspect fan. Adam 22, speak for yourself, white boy Wiggle. I like what he was doing to you. He fired you up. Wait, hold on. Fire on. Pow. Wait, hold on. Pow. There it goes. Fire on. Would have looked cooler if I would have got it right the first time, but I should have. And then flick, and then it went out for King because you can't at the same time. You got to stop and then flick. I tried to flick and stop at the same time. It doesn't work that way. Free game.
Hear us talk about the actual ideas at play, but when you say like, "Oh, your opinion is not valid because of whatever," that's to me that's boring to the audience, and it's kind of like insulting to the fellow hosts and stuff. Like, I think that you should be able to have an argument about music without, like if me and Vlad had the same argument. There's never going to be a moment in the conversation where Vlad tells me because I'm younger or because Vlad's been working in hip hop way longer. He was doing the Ghost Ride the Whip documentaries up in the Bay, all that kind of shit. Like, so he could make a very similar argument to what Suspect is saying, which is to say I have more and more long-standing hip hop credentials than you. So therefore my opinion is right. But guess what? Vlad is a very, very experienced hip hop commentator and podcaster. So he would never make that argument. My argument is just that when you hear a valid argument or you hear an argument that you don't agree with, and then you just make it all about saying that the other person comes from a different walk of life, so therefore their perspective is not as valuable, that's like elementary school level arguing. That's not like real good podcasting. A good podcast would be one in which you argue about the actual conversation at hand. Now, I'll admit...
Shout out to DW Flame for keeping the blue bandana hanging on his backside, but only on the left side, because, that's the Crip side. Just a quick little note. Don't worry about it. You know what song that's from? Go ahead, hit that. Comment. Let me know.
This ended up being a very, very entertaining episode because of the fact that we were screaming at each other. My point is that screaming at each other about our life experiences is a lot less interesting to the audience than talking about the actual topic, which we kind of covered that in like stage 1 of this. And then we moved on to like, oh, who's allowed to have an opinion in rap?
I think y'all made it a good episode. Shit.
One way or another. Yeah.
By even y'all saying all that shit y'all disagree on.
I have to like grab Suspect after this and give him like a bear hug and be like, I know we just argued, but it was just for content, man. I love you, bro.
He know that.
Nah, bro.
See, so okay, he's madder than me. You see, he ain't into it.
Never. You feel me? Because I'm not even tripping like that. But nigga, the moment
you would have never did all that personal
big
shit.
Millionaire flexed on the nigga who really born in this
You
shit.
forced me to do that. You forced me to do that. You forced me to do that because that. See, look how mad he is.
Adam,
look at me trying to patch it up and how mad he is.
Some whole shit.
Look how mad he is.
Yeah, you playing, bro. Like you disrespectful. But let's keep going.
But Adam, he said as the bro, as the nigga that work here under you, you already know certain shit.
But yo, he forced me into doing something that is so
crazy. You say you know so much about the hip hop culture, but you know so much to not know how not to be disrespectful and what's taken as disrespect by literally what is a hip hop artist sitting directly in front of you. Crazy.
Really out of character for me because of the fact that you started making it about my experience in hip hop. I feel like you haven't been listening to anything I said in the last 5 minutes. That's crazy.
You got it.
All right, I think we're just gonna wrap this up because Suspect is triggered as fuck.
Oh my God,
but
you ain't gotta wrap it
we gotta
up.
do the music stream. We just did 2 hours.
We didn't even do the music part.
No, but that's a separate stream. We gotta end this and then start that.
We get to the music.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, we finna go ahead and wrap that up, man. That's Rich Trapper signing out. TNN Trap News Network, some news you use, some knowledge you can't get in college, big dog. Hey, this has been my longest video, bro. 10 more minutes would have been an hour. Look at me, getting better at my reactions. Ha, ha, ha. Yes, sir. Like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you can use, some knowledge you can't get in college, big dog. Find me on all streaming platforms. Rich Trapper Game 6, Rich Trapper Worth More Than Money, Rich Trapper I'm Better Off Without You. Start from scratch and Nightmare Before Christmas is both out now. Honey Bourbon Loose Leaves. Shout out to Deso Dub, man. Also, awful lot of loose leaves, so awful lot of Rich Trapper going on. Get into that if you ain't got into that. Find me on all streaming platforms. Go ahead and get into that. TRAP, NEWS, be a part of this live music review. April the 14th. Yes, sir. Get into that if you ain't got into that. Red dot, slide it to the left. We giving away this good chili on here at TNN Trap News Network. And y'all already know the deal is free Avenue Angel until he's free. We go.